Hello? Thank you all. May I request all the dignitaries to take their seats in the dais? A leader is the one who is more participative than directive. May I now invite one such personality, Dr. R. Arulmoli Sir, HOD of MBA Department, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of College of Management, I welcome our chief guest, Mr. Vijay Kapoor, Managing Director, Derby Clothing Private Limited, an engineering personality who work with young minds for deriving success and achievement. We are grateful to him for accepting our invitation and becoming a chief guest of today's event. Thank you and welcome, sir. I'm extremely delighted to welcome our Dean Management, Dr. C. Sundar, a towering personality who always been a pillar of strength and support to our faculty as well as students. Welcome, sir. It gives me immense pleasure in welcoming our media partner and well-wisher, Mr. Jairam, Regional Head, Business Standard for the program. Welcome, sir. I also welcome my team and fellow colleagues who are instrumental in conducting various events and programs for the betterment of the students. Welcome, colleagues. I take pleasure in welcoming the HOD BBA, Dr. Rekha Karan Kumar, for the program. Grades are due to the event coordinator, Dr. Zarina Rachel, for overseeing the program. I am also happy to welcome her. Finally, I welcome
Loving you so much. I said love you.
Love you too, sir.
You must be wondering, or entrepreneur to love you or entrepreneurship love I've always believed love is the only reason and the only thing that makes the whole world round. There's no other reason. The difference between human being and any other animal or any other creation is love. And love is not about the physical love that we always, at this age, that's what we think about. Love is always physical intimacy. But love is love when you're able to create the other person. Love is love when I'm able to come here. I don't know you. But the only reason I've come here is out of my love for you. Because I care. I'm able to see myself when I was 21, when I was 22. I'm able to see myself in you. And that's the only reason I'm here. At the back bench, on your front loweringla. On this side, we have a lot of space. Please come. Come, occupy these seats on this side. Please come. I want all the back benches, back rows empty. Come. Front lavanga. You don't force me. Otherwise, I'll come and pull each one of you by ears and put you in the front. Come. Come. I cannot see you. If I'm not able to see you, then I will not be able to connect with you. In the talk can be just another nice talk. Or it can be a transformational talk. The choice is yours. You want it to be another nice talk, or you want it to be something that will transform and change your life. And I'm here to make a difference. My life is very valuable. My time is very, very valuable. I've decided to invest this 3 hours, 2 hours with you because I believe that you're worth it. I was speaking about love. If I know you and if I love you, then it's called a relationship. But if I'm able to love you even without knowing who you are, that is called as faith. In that faith that we need to create a better humanity, in that faith that we need to create a better world. All the wars that is fought in this world, in the name of religion, in the name of caste, in the name of countries, in the name of geographies, has all been because there's a lack of brotherhood, there's a lack of love between one another. If we're able to look at the other one as an extension, this guy or this guy will not think, correct? If anyone comes to hit, this hand will block. It will not say, why should I take the blow? That is what love is about. That is what humanity is about. I need to love her. She needs to love her. She needs to love him. And he needs to love the person behind. And the love is love only when you make your love visible. I'm here to make my love visible. And I'm here to tell you that you are loved. Your entire thought process itself is, love panliye. Love is not love when someone else loves you. You need to be the lover. You need to be giver. Be a lover in any relationship. Live to give. Otherwise, all the time, love panliye. Be a giver. In any relationship, whether it's your parents, whether it's with your teachers, whether it's your friends, in any relationship, please be a giver. In fact, Derby, I am representing Derby Responsible Menswear. Derby or tag pathina. If ever you buy a Derby product, Derby shirts, trousers, jeans, t-shirts, and the tag proudly reads love, L-O-V-E, and a globe symbol in it. Because love is not love just for human beings. Love is for plant, love is for animal. Derby Responsible Menswear. Responsible menswear na enna artham? And the word responsible is responding with ability. Responsibility. Responding with ability. Namukkitta enna therma irukku. இந்த பிரச்சனை, இந்த உலகத்துல இருக்கிற பிரச்சனைக்கு நாங்க ஏதாவது தீர்வு கொடுக்க முடியுமா? And that's the job of entrepreneurship. Sir beautiful சொன்னாரு when he was giving his opening remarks. நம்ம பிரச்சனை பார்க்கும் போது ஓடி போறோம். We shrink. ஏன் பிரச்சனை வருது? We keep asking. எனக்கு தான் ஏன் இவ்வளவு சோதனை இருக்கு? Why my challenge so much? We always shrink and we want to run away. We get fearful. பிரச்சனை பார்க்கும் போது. But our entrepreneur பிரச்சனை இருந்தா தான் அவளுக்கு business இருக்கு. Because the job of an entrepreneur is to find solutions for the problem in the world. ஏதாவது பிரச்சனை இருந்தா அந்த பிரச்சனைக்கு சொல்யூஷன் கொடுக்கிறதுக்கு he is able to make money. Personal care. That's the job of entrepreneurship, and that is what you all are there. So entrepreneur பிரச்சனை வந்தா we don't get scared, we get excited. We always get super excited. பிரச்சனை பார்க்க போது ஏன்னா it's an opportunity. COVID வரும்போது I'm very sad. COVID 2 years of COVID, COVID போல. It's still there, but we're learning to deal with it. ஆனா 2 வருஷம் கோவிட் இருக்கும் போது everybody shrunk because we were scared. தெரியல what's going to happen, what is going to be the state of the economy. ரீட்டைல்ல இருக்கேன், 3 மாசம் வருஷத்துல 3 மாசம் complete lockdown, business இல்ல. I have to pay salaries, I have to pay rents, I have to pay interest to the banks, I have to take care of the suppliers. காசு இல்ல, zero, வருமானம் zero. ஆனா செலவு is still there. And that is a time when humanity has to come forth. When people were not paying salaries, we decided we'll pay salaries. When people were not doing what is right, we decided we will do what is right. In fact, we took insurance policies. இதெல்லாம் ஏன் சொல்றேன்? Is the mic is on. இது ஏன் சொல்றேன்னா, சரி, கோவிட் ஒரு பிரச்சனை. ஹலோ, dress பண்றதுக்கு, can I find a solution for them? Can I give them a solution? With a vision that yes, I can provide a solution, I started this Derby Gentleman Outfitters. Next day, whatever little money I had, I bought 2 second-hand tailoring machine. Then the black singer tailoring machine வாங்கிட்டு, I went and put it in that half-done interiors. And I started this brand by name of Derby Gentleman Outfitters Tailoring. Pakathu Terula had a tailor master by name of Raj Gopal Master. I started this whole business. I was the watchman. I was a salesman. I was a tailor. Everything I learned, I didn't have money to give for anyone else. Our master and that I was able to pay him, and he taught me how to do all the aspects. So whatever I learned was completely self-learned. And a beginning or very clear name போட்டார்னா நல்ல பிராண்டா இருக்கணும், Derby. In fact, I had some friends of mine, அவங்க O&M, Oliver and Martha, one of the international agencies வேலை பண்ணிருந்தாங்க. So went and asked them, எனக்கு ஒரு நல்ல பேர் வேணும், பிராண்ட் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றதுக்கு, ஒரு கடை ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றதுக்கு கொடுக்குறீங்களா? ஒரு 50 பேர் கொடுத்தாங்க லிஸ்ட்ல. கேட்டாங்க, what money you can give me? அப்போல இருந்து சொன்னேன், காசு இல்ல, வேணா கட்டி பிடிச்சிருக்கேன், I'll give you a hug. ஏன்னா காசு இல்ல. I didn't have money. Luckily, he was happy to take a hug and he gave me 15 names. And the 50 பேர்ல I liked the name Derby. So the Derby Gentleman Outfitters, I start my tailoring unit with 2 tailoring machines in December of 1994. How many tailors do you think have survived in this world? On the time, 1994, ஒரு தெருவுல 10 tailor இருப்பாங்க. 1993 Color Plus ஒரு brand was being launched in India. In 94-95 is when Louis Philippe, Van Heusen, Alan Solly, the brands, they were starting ready-mades. அது முன்னாடி ready-mades இல்ல, all were only tailors. அப்போதான் they were launching in the country. So when I started as a tailor, the chance of survival was near zero. There was so much of competition. தெருல 10 tailors இருப்பாங்க. Everybody. So I was very clear, how long do I sit in a tailoring shop and wait for customers to come? ஒரு நாள் 5 customer, 6 customer வந்தாலும் பெரிய விஷயம். At that point of time, we speak about innovation. From beginning, I was very innovative and out of box thinking. 1994, if you want a telephone connection, you just have to go, give your ID card, pick up a telephone connection, correct? That time, there was no cell phone. There used to be only one service provider, that was BSNL. Airtel, Jio, there used to be only one service provider by name of BSNL. உங்களுக்கு ஒரு டெலிபோன் லைன் கிடைக்கணும்னா you have to wait for 7-year waiting period. 7 வருஷம் வெயிட் பண்ணோம். and 25 ரூபாய் டெபாசிட். என்கிட்ட டெபாசிட் கொடுக்கறதுக்கு காசு இல்ல, and 7 வருஷம் வெயிட் பண்றதுக்கு டைம் இல்ல. சோ நான் என்ன பண்ணேன்னா, கடை எதிரில எக்மோர்ல கடை எதிரில there was a பாட்டியம்மா. அவங்களுக்கு கண்ணு தெரியாது. Government had a beautiful scheme called as PCO, Public Call Office. PCO officeல they had given her the whole thing. Since she was blind, she was given a telephone connection. So எனக்கும் பாட்டியம்மாருக்கு என்ன ஒரு barter systemனா, அவங்க phone number எடுத்து I will put it for the customers. Customer யாராவது phone பண்ணாங்கன்னா, she will call me, I will run across this road and go and take the call and attend the call. In return, அவங்க ஒரு டீ கடை வச்சிருந்தாங்க. என்கிட்ட யாராவது கஸ்டமர் வந்தா I should buy tea from her. So அந்த phone number எடுத்துட்டு I used to advertise across Chennai city. பெரிய பெரிய hoarding, இந்த billboards பாத்திருக்கீங்களா? Billboards. அப்போலாம் பெயிண்டிங், இப்போ ஃப்ளெக்ஸ் இருக்கு, பெயிண்டிங். So I used to do the concept called as Dalin Outfit. From the beginning, 10% of whatever sales I did, I always used to invest into the branding, to build the brand. ஏன்னா அப்போலாம் டெய்லர் யாருமே அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்டே பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. எனக்கு 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய் சேல் அந்த மாசத்துக்கு 10,000 ரூபாய் I will take it into branding exercise or advertising expense. Billboard I used to paint Dalin Outfit as a பாட்டியம்மா phone number போடுவேன். So Dalin Outfit ஒரு கான்செப்ட்னா, அந்த காலத்துல இப்ப கூட இருக்கு. நீங்க மாப்பிள்ளை சைடுல பொண்ணு சைடுல இருந்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஷர்ட் பேண்ட் இல்ல சஃபாரி பிட் பேண்ட் பிட் கொடுப்பாங்க. பொண்ணுன்னா இது give you a saree. அந்த ஷர்ட் பிட் பேண்ட் பிட் சஃபாரி பிட் வச்சுட்டு என்ன பண்ணனும்னா யாருக்குமே புரியாது. So Dalin Outfit கான்செப்ட்னா, அந்த மாதிரி உங்களுக்கு யாராவது இருந்தா ப்ளீஸ் give me a call. நான் கடை 9:30 ஓபன் பண்றேன், 9 மணி. I'm working till 9 o'clock in the night. So காலைல 8 மணிக்கு I will come to your house. உங்க வீட்டுக்கு I will take your measurements. So வீட்டுக்கு வரும்போது 2 பெரிய சூட்கேஸ் எடுத்து வரேன். நீங்க கொடுக்குற 2 ஷர்ட் 2 பேண்ட் பிட் எடுத்துட்டு அந்த சூட்கேஸ்ல I have more bits to show. So நீங்க 2 ஷர்ட் பிட் பேண்ட் பிட் கொடுப்பீங்க, I will sell you another 2 shirt bit பேண்ட் bits. And then I will take your measurements and I will deliver it back to home. இப்போதான் we have the services like Swiggy and all that. I started this in 1994, dialing an outfit using some external public call office number. Innovation. out of the box thinking is very, very important. Illana, you cannot survive in business. I've seen so many people come and tell me, and the super business idea. But the fact is, idea is only 10%. 90% is execution of ideas. Ideas never fail. The execution of ideas fail. Most of the businesses that fail in the country is not because they lack idea. It's because they didn't know how to have execution excellence. So if any of you think an idea, but I don't know how to do it, class is not the impediment. Money is never the impediment. People have shown repeatedly, whether you speak about Steve Jobs, start pannare, or garage start pannare. Narayan Murthy, evlo periya edathula start pannare. 2-bedroom apartment Bangalore start pannare. Dhirubhai Ambani with the investment of 15,000 rupees. Narayan Murthy with the investment 10,000 rupees. Small, start small. Start small. Number start பண்ணும்போது பெருசா நினைக்கிறோம். I want to do this. I want to create this. Start small. Design thinking process. Design thinking process. நீங்க MBA ல இருக்கீங்க. There is something called, it's a part of curriculum for MBA, and for most of the global university, we do a thing called as design thinking process. The entire foundation of design thinking process is fail cheap, fail fast. Fail cheap, fail fast. They ask you to fail, and they ask you to fail cheap and fail fast. That means number one, full product develop pannittu, then we go to market. The whole idea is, can you develop a prototype that's very, very cost effective, and then develop using the prototype to the customers. Can you co-create the entire product and service so that when you get in the market, go to market, you'll be able to succeed. So from beginning, innovation is what is going to take you forward. Start small. Don't think big. Start small. Incremental improvement. How can you improve day after day? Incremental improvement. Every day. How can I improve today? Sustained progress. And the progress sustained over 6 months, 1 year, 2 years will lead to humongous possibilities. Nothing starts big. All those people who thought, funding is done, I'll start a $1 million company immediately. Most of them, 9 out of them fail. In fact, India, statistics, 90% of businesses that start in the country fail within the first 5 years. That's a failure rate in India. 90% business failure. It's not because there was anything wrong with the idea. Execution excellence. That's the biggest challenge of entrepreneurship. I know you want to become entrepreneurs, you want to go out and do something. I'm already at 11:45. He had given me 45 minutes time. It's already 11:45. I'm going to stop my talk right now, and I'm going to get into question and answers. Because I've not been touched the surface of what I want to discuss. But I want to stop right now and get into Q&A question, because I want to answer your questions. What do you have in mind? What is it that you're thinking? And what are the doubts you have? I want to take it forward from that. 15 minutes time, can we have a Q&A? Can someone pass the mic around? Mic irka? I will request you to tell your name, which year you're in, and what your question is. General or Q&A always the first 2 questions is always the most difficult. Keknuma irukum. Adukaprom the hands don't stop. It goes on for hours. And leadership is always about being the first person. It's not about being a follower. There's a difference between being a leader and a follower. The leader never waits. Yeah. Give him a big round of applause.
Karishwar, 3rd year BBA B section. So one of the usually எப்பவுமே எல்லாரும் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் கேட்குற டவுட் தான், எப்படி பிஸ்னஸ் ஆரம்பிக்கணும், எங்க இந்த ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணணும், எந்த இண்டஸ்ட்ரி வி வாண்ட் டு கோ அப்படின்னு ஒரு கேள்வி. But I'm not going to ask that. I want to ask a different question, stating usually when it comes to when we finish our degree, we usually we are in a latent of thought, enna pannom, we don't know what to. So upper what is the thing we would tell our parents when we have an idea? We have an idea, but we have absolutely no clue how to start it. What would you as individual tell the parents about when we want to mention any idea for that matter?
Thank you, Kaleshwar. I think very nice, interesting question. We're definitely going through our mind. How do we discuss with the parents or idea? How do we go and crack? I've always believed that from the time you get into school till you're about 22, 23, get yourself very well educated. Do your education well. And I told you about myself. I always felt that I was, ஒரு முட்டாள் எனக்கு வந்து படிப்புல வந்து I was absolutely muck. But I realized this in 2018. I went back and did my course with Stanford University from US. I did the Stanford seat. That is when I felt, had I learned this probably earlier, it would have made a lot of difference in the way I conduct my business today than what it was. In the last 4 years, I've seen the type of entrepreneur that I've grown. So I always recommend from 0 to 23, invest your time and energy in getting yourself educated, because a sharp mind, educated mind, and with passion is both a deadly combination. You can be passionate, you can have the best of ideas, but if you don't have the sharp mind, if you don't have the tools that is necessary for you to become a successful entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship is not about being good in one department. I've seen a lot of people, I'm very good in developing a product, so I want to start this business. Or I'm very good in finance, I want to start the business. Or I'm very good in marketing, on sales, I want to start the business. And an entrepreneur cannot be just good in one department. He has to know every department. You may be good in, you're developing a product, but if you don't know how to market and sell it, it's of no use at all. Even good needs to be sold. Everything needs to be sold, for which you need to learn. So from 0 to 23, get yourself very well educated, invest your time, and be the best in what you think. A lot of us go to college and go to schools, and we get that degree, which is the paper. But did you get the education? Is a question I like to ask yourself. Are we attending talks? Are we attending lectures? Are we listening to the subject for the sake that at the end of the semester, I will get a 90%, I will do well. Yes, you got the marks, but remember, when you go for a job interview, nobody is looking at your marks. Because when you go for a job interview, nobody is interested in how much you got. They're interested in your attitude. Do you have the presence of mind? Do you know this subject? Do you know? Application of what you learned is very, very important. So 0 to 23, get yourself very well educated. From 23 to probably 33, work. Don't get into entrepreneurship. You may have the best of ideas, but idea is not enough for you to succeed in business. Start working. You have an idea. You're passionate about something. Go and work in that industry in which you're passionate about. Learn everything about the industry. You may be good in product development. Go there and learn not only about the product, learn about marketing, learn about sales, learn about IT, learn about finance, learn all the department. You need to be open. You need to have a cross exposure. You need to understand every department, because when you start your business, when you start an entrepreneurship and you're expected to lead a team, if you don't know what to expect from them, then you will not be able to achieve what you want to achieve. You need a vision. The vision is not about how many crore rupees you want to do. Vision is more about what do you want to create? How do you want to create it? What is the outcome that you want to do? And what is the good that's going to do to the world? So if you're able to understand that from 23 to 33, invest your time in working and understanding all aspects of business. And when you're working, 30% of whatever you earn has to go into savings. 30% save. Have your own saving. And the 30% saving budget, when you're ready with the idea, invest that into your business to start your business. Most of us, all the time, what we want to do is venture capital. Who will fund me? Can I borrow the money from here? Can I get this venture capital? Nobody's willing to fund me. Yeah, picture kekringa. Why are you getting depressed? Nobody is able to trust you. Trust yourself with your money, no? When you put your own money there, the type of responsibility that you will have towards making the concept work. Today, people, I told you, 9 out of 10 businesses fail. 9 out of 10 businesses fail because they're burning somebody else's money. Because they lack that enterprise. They don't understand that you need to be good in all departments. You need to be the best. You need to understand. So yes, you may have the idea, but I will suggest that you work. Work for a few years, if not 10 years, at least 5 years. Get your idea, understand whether the idea will work or not, and then save your money. And then your parents will agree. Because you're investing your money. You're not asking them for money. You're not borrowing money from somewhere else. You're investing your money into it. And what I told you earlier, start small. Our biggest challenge is we all want to start big. Start small. Test the idea. Understand whether the product and services that you want to offer, whether people will buy it or not. We try, we see so many people who develop apps, who develop this, But when actually take it to the market, nobody's interested to download it. They're willing to download it as long as it's free. And when they ask him to pay over 100 rupees for to download Panya, nobody's willing to download. If your business model doesn't work, if people are not willing to pay you money for your product and services, then you have a product and service that doesn't work. We need to understand anything that you do, the business model has to work. The business model is nothing but having all your stakeholders. Who's my customers? Who is my market? Who are my suppliers? Whom am I here to serve? What is the purpose? Everything has to be in the business model. Unless until that's not really solid, the foundation is not solid, you will never be able to go and achieve it. I'm sure we have the business model canvas that you use in your MBA. You will be taught how to develop a business model, how you're going to, ensure you're able to launch your own enterprise using the business model canvas. And then what is going to be the strategy that you're going to do to ensure this business work? What is going to be the type of, structure you're going to put your company? Who are the type of people, skill set that you're going to bring in? What is going to be the type of, reporting system you're going to have? And what is going to be the error management system for you to go and succeed? Everything is what makes it work. So this will be my answer. So you can tell your parents, but before that, get yourself exposed. Don't be in a rush. Next. Yeah.
Sivanesan here from 3rd year BBA. So what would you recommend after doing my undergraduate? Do I go for higher studies or do I gain work experience for a while?
Okay. I think there is equal, validity and equal thing for both going for high studies immediately after your, after you're completing your UG, you can do your PG or you can work. It purely depends upon your attitude. A lot of people, what happens personally, after my UG, I wanted to do my post-graduation, I wanted to do my MBA. But once I got into work and my family condition was such that I had to work. I had to work. Now, I didn't have food the next day. My family condition was such. So once I started working, I did not have the thing after that, in spite of also earning and having surplus, I didn't have the courage to break off and do my MBA, which I could afford at that point of time. I did not have the courage to do it. So you need to understand what your mindset is. But generally, after your UG, if you're able to take a break and work in the line that you think you're passionate in, probably I'm very good at this, let me go and do that. You will not survive in the industry. You need to take a call and go where you think you're passionate about and learn and grow out there. Or if you feel, no, I'm ready, let me do my post-graduation, my MBA degree right after my college. Even that is very good because you can always upgrade yourself after 10 years. You can do your MBA, 2-year MBA, get into work. You'll get into a better grade of work also because you'll get a better campus, placement. And after 7 or 8 years, once you've understood the concepts, you can again go and do your MBA, but that can be an MBA, working MBA. You have 1-year course that you can have. As you're working, you can still do your MBA and still win. Both are okay, but depends upon your attitude and what your family situation is, how you perceive what has to be done. Yeah, right to the back.
So my name is Vignesh and I'm in final year MBA. So earlier you said that mindset is everything. We need to have a positive mindset. That's how our life would be decided. So my question is, either in business or in life, things won't go according to our plan. There will be failures, there will be surprises. How we should maintain a positive attitude throughout the journey, sir? So if mindset is everything, then we need to have a positive mindset. So what is your suggestion when things are not going according to our plan and how to maintain a positive attitude?
Beautiful. I always use this phrase, life is beautiful. Not because everything is going right in life, but in spite of everything. Life is beautiful in spite of all its shortfalls. If you always wait for things to be right in your life, with looking at all of you out here, every one of you sitting out here, I know 90% of your life is going right. 90% of your life is going right. You have an able body, you have eyes, you can speak, you can hear, you have a roof over your head, you have parents who are willing to fund you, that's why you've come out here. You know minimum 2 or 3 languages. You know your mother tongue, You know Tamil, you know English, probably you know Hindi, I don't know. Minimum 2 or 3 languages. Even the president of United States only knows 1 or 2 languages. English, probably only 1 language. He doesn't know any other language. You have family members. You have an able mind, sharp mind. Our biggest challenge is we don't count our blessings. We always count our shortfalls. Without knowing any one of you, I know 90% of your life is going right. That 10% which is not yet right is an aspiration for you to get up the next day morning for you to set it right. In a வாழ்க்கையில எந்த மாதிரி picture you want to see? Where from beginning to end, fully romance, fully dance, fully happy. When you come back, what do you tell? Nada the picture. There is no fight scene. There is no villain. There is no dishum. Correct? Yeah. Car chase, bike chase. அந்த மாதிரி picture தான் பார்க்கிறோம். Because life is designed like that. Life is designed like a video game. You will always have challenges in life. Challenges come. நீங்க challenges வரும்போது, challenges don't come here to destroy you. Challenges come to create you. நீங்க video game level 1ல விளையாட போது, how will be the challenges level 1? Easier இருக்குமா? Level 2 will become little difficult. Level 30ல much more difficult. Level 60ல far more difficult. Why do you play? You can be in level 1 itself, no challenges, very easy. But we want to go to 60, 600, 1000. Why we want to go is because that is what challenges us. Challenges in life are here to improve you, to give you maturity. And the maturity, we'll all have a very immature life. We are not born for others to serve us. நம்மளாம் நான் நினைக்கிறோம்னா அடுத்தவன் இங்க இருக்கிற உலகம்லாம் is here to serve me. But the truth is, we are born to serve others. நம்ம அடுத்தவனை சேவிக்கிறது தான் நாங்க பிறந்திருக்கோம். If you change that attitude in life, first is counting your blessings. For what all is going right. Now, காலை எந்திரிச்ச உடனே I will look left. My beautiful wife will be lying down next to me. First thing I'll tell her, thank you so much for being such a beautiful part of my life. Thank you so much for gifting me our son. Thank you so much for being so amazing. Thank you so much for loving me so much. Every day like a parrot. Every day, I'll look at the ceiling and tell, thank you so much, my Lord. I'll get on my knees and start praying. Thank you, my Lord, for giving me another day at life. Or the millions of people who went to sleep last night, out of that, how many people got up this morning? How many people had a heart attack? How many people saw another day? Thank you for giving me another day at life. I promise you, my Lord, that I'll live my day with intensity and enthusiasm. I'll not only live myself by myself, but I'll also live the world around me. It's a promise I give myself. ஏன்னா எனக்கு கடவுள் இருக்காரா இல்லையா தெரியல. யாராவது கடவுள் பார்த்திருக்கீங்களா? கடவுள் பார்க்கறதுக்கு இல்ல, ஒரு உணர்ச்சி, it's a feeling. And the distance between your mouth and your ear is closest. So when I'm telling this, I'm programming my subconscious mind. There's something called a subconscious mind. Our mind is 1/8 conscious and 7/8 subconscious. It's a major topic. I won't get into that. But you're programming your subconscious mind into believing what you want to believe, what is going to help you progress your life. So whenever you face the challenges, and challenges are not easy. Someone, has got a cancer in your family. Or probably someone loses an arm. Or probably someone has a business and they lose, probably the entire house they have admana vechirukanga. Veeda poirudhu. A lot of people face a lot of challenges. I faced enough challenges. I've gone up to bankruptcy and come back. My wife wanted to divorce me 7 years after marriage. Today we're married happily for 25 years. A lot of challenges, and challenges is what create you. What I'm saying is when challenges come, when you have an anchor of faith, is what gives you the strength to get up one more time. Let me give you an example. During the war of Kurukshetra, on one side you had Duryodhana, and one side you had Arjuna. Kelpatirukeenga? Bhagavad Gita. On one side you have your Arjuna, on the other side you had your Duryodhana. The fallback option for Duryodhana was Shaguni Mama, and the fallback option for Arjuna was Krishna. So when you're falling, who's your fallback option? If you have your fallback options like Shaguni Mama, your friends are all the time telling you, Mama, na prashna irka, parala 2 round adikalam, ellam seriyaidum. Because that's the way they know. Nothing wrong with them. On prashna na 2 round adichu, drown yourself in your things, sorrows, you'll feel good. But that when you're drowning yourself in sorrow, only for the evening you're feeling good. Next day again you get up with a shitty feeling when you feel your life is out. But if you have someone else who tells you, hey, prashna irka parala, let's find a solution to it. Let's discuss. Let's see how we can come out of it. Who's your fallback option? Your fallback option makes all the difference. So when I'm telling you, surround yourself by people who are going to help you become what you can become. If you want to develop your ego, surround yourself with people who look up to you. But if you want to develop yourself, surround yourself with people you look up to. Whom are you surrounding yourself will decide the quality of your life, will decide your future. I always surround myself with the best of minds. I have something called the Holy Hour. For 1 hour, I listen to the best minds in the world, whether it's Mahatma Gandhi or whether it is, your Mathria or whether it is your, whoever it is, in something about marketing, something about management, something about what is happening. I will never read the newspaper in the morning. I'll never listen to any news in the morning. I will never do that. Because our computer is the language, garbage in, garbage out. First thing in the morning, if you're going to get up and start looking at Instagram, Facebook, and get into news and all these things of what all is not happening, how many people were raped yesterday, how many people were, killed yesterday, what is going wrong in the mind, you will think this world is a useless place to live. But if you're able to also listen to people who feel this world is beautiful, you don't need new horizons, you only need new spectacles. You need to change how you're looking at life. And our life is beautiful in spite of all its imperfections. I'm not saying be positive thinker, just be foolish. But what I'm saying, take responsibility. Be responsible for your life. எங்க பொறுந்திருக்கீங்க, யார்கிட்ட பொறுந்திருக்கீங்க, எந்த ஜியோகிராபில பொறுந்திருக்கீங்க, எந்த எகனாமிக் கண்டிஷன்ல பொறுந்திருக்கீங்க, உங்க கண்ட்ரோல்ல. எப்போ சாப் போறீங்க? Everybody is born with a death certificate. அதுல டெத் சர்டிபிகேட்ல இன்னும் டேட் மட்டும் போடல. எப்போ சாப்பிடுறீங்க, எங்க சாப்பிடுறீங்க, that is not there. But the interval between birth and death is something that you co-create. Is something that you take responsibility and co-design with God. So that responsibility you need to take. If you're all the time telling, you're all the time giving stars, astronomy. Sunny, there's no sunny out there. You believe in all this nonsense. I'm saying you need to have self-belief. Stop believing in all those things that are not going to help you. You have to put one thread around you. You need to put one this, you need to put one tabish. Your jadagam is not right. So from today onwards, you have to only sit looking north. So since my jadagam is not right, from now onwards, I'm going to take my top like this. People change the house, change the kakus into kitchen into kakus. Ella pandrom. Nonsense. You're not believing yourself. If you don't believe that you have the capability to face your challenges, if you don't believe that you have the capability to rise one more time, then you have fallen, because you will be challenged. Or you will be challenged. You lose a loved one, you lose a love relationship, you'll make losses, you may not get the marks that you think you deserve. You will be challenged. But when the challenges happen, how do you think? The direction of intelligence is what will determine your progress. Whether you're thinking like everybody else, are you thinking differently? Are you looking at your blessings? Are you counting your challenges? That will make all the difference. Thank you. It's 12:05. Do we have time? Point up.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Sandarajan from final year MBA. So actually, I have a business plan, and whenever I talk to people about it, all they say is, I actually don't want to work on that, and I wanted to manage that. That is how I actually feel when it comes to my business. It's mostly a clothing thing. So when I say I wanted to hire people and I want them to work for me, people usually say, you always wanted to manage and you don't want to work and you don't want to put hard work. What I feel is hiring them and making them work is what I feel I can do. So what's your opinion on it?
See, entrepreneurship is all about resource management. A good entrepreneur can always, hire people to get their work done. That's what entrepreneurship is, all about resource management. But before you get that, you need to ask yourself the question, do you have the resources, money to pay them for you to hire people? Because you may have some good idea, you feel it's a great idea. But before you validate the idea, you need to validate the idea. For validating idea, you need to first get into it. You need to ensure you do a design thinking process. You need to ensure you're able to test it and ensure it's ready for go to market, and then put the team in. You cannot put the team in and then try to develop the idea. It doesn't work that way.
Okay. What I feel is, I just want to interrupt because I feel like let's consider it's a tailoring work. Okay, so what I feel is I wanted to hire those women who are in the house who know tailoring and they can do best, but just because they cannot come to the shop and work, I want to find them. I have a few people of them. I wanted to give them work and I wanted to earn as well as I can pay them too. That is what I feel. So, do you think it's worth it to do?
Definitely worth it, because if you want to tailor, I wouldn't advise you to start tailoring. You definitely don't need to hire, and nothing like empowering other women and doing it. The idea is very fine. Test the idea. Get a few people that test the idea, see if it works, and then you can take it forward. But again, ensure you start small, validate the idea, whether people are accepting the products and services that you're giving. Are you able to make money? Is your businessman's plan solid? Work on all that. Make it viable for 1 or 2 years and then expand.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Vidya from First MBA. My question is regarding the business. What were your creative strategies? There are many risks we face usually in the term of business. What were your creative ideas that you apply and you make your brand out of look?
In business, everybody, whenever I speak to anyone, people are always scared of competition. Competition ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கு. There's so much of competition in the world. There was not so much of competition. Today, more competition has come. But all the thing is to people who tell there's huge competition is, today there are more avenues than what was ever there for you to actually go and succeed. In business, you can never succeed through competition. You can only succeed through differentiation. There has to be a product differentiation. Very, very important. Competition will be there. Competition is good. The way I look at competition, competition creates an educated market. Competition always creates a market, so people will come to you. Within that educated market, it's your responsibility to tell why you are the best. Why should they patronize you? Why should they pay you the premium of product and services? Let's explain a brand. A brand is nothing but a space in customer's mind. Okay, brand is not a product. Brand is not a service. It's a emotion. Brand is an emotion. It's a space in the customer's mind. The larger the brand image, the more premium the customer is willing to pay. And that is why it's very important for anyone into any process getting into branding. Even if you want to start working, you need to create a personal brand for yourself. Because even in work, when you get there, if you don't have a personal brand, the person who, 5 of you come out of this college and 5 of you get into the same organization, the same pay scale. Within 10 years, do you think all 5 of you will be doing the same job, same pay scale? Why? What is the difference? Same person, same human being. Why among 5, 1 will make it to the top, 2 or 3 will make it in the middle, 1 will be languishing in the bottom? Why? It is purely how you do it, personal branding. It is how you look at what are the strategies that you follow. How are you going to ensure you take up more responsibilities? How are you going to fast forward your career? How are you going to upgrade yourself? How are you going to ensure you are there in the leadership position where you put up your hand and be counted? And how are you going to take up additional responsibility for you to grow up the top? 2 people joined an organization at the same time. One person joined because he wanted the money. Sambalathukku join pannaru. Another person joined because he wanted to serve the organization. The person who joined for money grew in 10 years, but the person who wanted to serve the organization, believed in the organizational vision, grew up to lead and become the head of the organization in 10 years. The difference is when you work for money, you will earn money. You will get promotions. But money is a very poor point of focus, but an amazing byproduct of a work well done. So get your strategies right. In any business, if you want to succeed, your strategy of differentiation is what is going to get you forward. Stop complaining and stop competing, saying that I will compete on the basis of price. Because competing on the basis of price is always a race to the bottom. That is where branding comes apart. If you're not a brand, then anybody is okay. Today in Amazon, how do you select anything? Sort by price. I tell you, if you want to select any clothes, any garments, anything, sort by price, which is the cheapest. You always sort by price. Who's giving the maximum discount? And that's a race to the bottom. And the challenge is you may win. You may come to the bottom. So never, unless until you're not investing in building a brand, unless until you're not investing in building your personal brand or the brand for your organization, you can never grow to the top. You have to do that. Differentiation, and for that strategizing how you'll make the differentiation And how you communicate the differentiation in the market is also very, very important. Communication. Most of the people are good in building a brand, but after building the brand, they're not able to communicate and market themselves for them to go out and succeed. So what is going to be a marketing strategy to go out and succeed? And that's what will help you succeed. God bless you. Before I close, I just want to quote something that John F. Kennedy once said. Ask not what the country can do. Ask what you can do for your country. Because all the time you're asking who is going to come and help me, who's going to provide me an employment, who is going to, take care of me. I'm asking you to ask yourself this question. When are you going to take responsibility to become an entrepreneur? Because I was speaking to a team before coming here, he said that the success rate of people who go out and probably next 5 years, 10 years, who become entrepreneurs, less than 3 to 4%. Now, I want to give you a small analogy before I close on entrepreneurship. There's a line in the zoo. In the zoo, the line is very, very comfortable because it has a nice 20 by 20, 400 square feet cage. In the cage, it has all the safety, and it doesn't need to hunt. Every morning, you'll have the keeper coming out and putting that piece of meat for the lion. And only in the zoo, you'll find the lion very lazily looking at the piece of meat like that, wondering whether should I get up and even go and eat, or will someone push the piece of meat a little more closer for me to get up. Whenever is a mating season, a lioness will be given for him to mate. Very safe. Water is there, food is there, doesn't need to bother. Very safe, very happy. That's a lion in the zoo. But you know what he doesn't have? Freedom. Another one is a lion in the jungle. In the jungle, the lion doesn't know whether tomorrow it'll get its food or not because it needs to hunt. It doesn't know whether some drought will come, whether the pond will die. It'll die of thirst. It doesn't know whether some other lion will come and take over its territory. And during the mating season, only the alpha lion is allowed to mate. Everybody, all other lions are only spectators. I know they are aware of that. That's the law of the jungle. But what that lion has in the jungle is freedom. It has hundreds of kilometers to it. It can do what is that. That's why it's called the king of the jungle. That's the difference between a person who's an entrepreneur, a businessman, and a person who's employed. I'm asking you this question. Who is anybody to tell you? Who is that HR guy who's sitting and telling you, உனக்கு வந்து 25,000 rupees சம்பளம். இந்த வருஷம் இந்த இவ்வளவுதான் நீ perform பண்ணிருக்கேன். So I'm going to give you 5% raise, 6% raise. Who is to decide what your future has to be or what should be your economic worth? Why should you do that? And how long will you do that? I'm telling you work. But when you're going to work, there's a difference between a good job and a better paying job. Whenever you're going out to work, always look at what is a good job. What is a job that's going to give you an opportunity for you to expose yourself and understand all the traits for you to become an entrepreneur. After 5 to 10 years, when you have enough experience, enough exposure, you've understood the entire business. Stop being that lion in the zoo. Some person out there, month after month, year after year, deciding what your economic worth is. You cannot grow more than this. You can only earn 12 lakh rupees an annum. Someone is putting the full stop. That point of time, you need to take the decision and say, I will not live in the cage anymore. Break free. Become the lion in the jungle. It's not going to be easy because being an entrepreneur is like walking in the jungle. You don't know the dangers that you face on a daily basis. But if you prepared yourself during your working life, if you equip yourself with all those experience that you need at someone else's risk, someone else's money is investing, and you're helping him do the business and learning everything you need to learn about business. At that point of time, you say, enough is enough. I'm not going to be in this jail anymore. I'm not going to be in this cage anymore. I'm not going to tell somebody else who's going to decide my future. And you take the responsibility of your life in your hands and become an entrepreneur. In every one of you who becomes an entrepreneur out here, with every one of you going and becoming an entrepreneur out here, you will take tens to hundreds of other people, provide employment. You'll not only lift yourself by yourself, but you'll also lift the world around you. Because of you, other women, other men, other families will have food to eat. An entrepreneur's journey is always a very selfless journey. But when you succeed, you'll become inspiration for all the people around you for them to become what they can become. When you become an entrepreneur successful, you not only go up, but you become an inspiration for all the people around you. And that's the journey that you need to take. Right now, the success rate and management course of MBA with 3% people becoming, entrepreneurs in 10 years is not okay. It's not okay at all. And this is not only here. Globally, this is the standard. It's not okay. Because how long are we going to expect someone else to pay for our bills? How long are we going to expect someone else to decide and give us jobs? We need to be the people who can create the jobs. If you want to lift India out of poverty, we need to educate people and we need to provide employment. And that's the job and responsibility of an entrepreneur. And that's what you're going to be. So loving you guys and wishing an amazing journey forward. And I pray in 10 years' time, I meet many of you who come back and tell me, I heard your talk that day. In 10 years, in 2032, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm employing more than 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 people, whatever it is. God bless you and loving you so much and wish all your dreams and aspirations come true. God bless you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your time, inspiring us with love, and making us realize how faith, belief in oneself can change lives and create a better world.
The roots of all goodness lie in the soil of gratitude. Let me call upon Dr. Jarina Rachel, Assistant Professor from Department of MBA, to deliver the vote of thanks. At times, our own light goes off and is kindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has a cause to think with great, deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. With these words, let me take this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks. Honorable dignitaries of the stage and on the stage, Mr. Vijay Kapoor, Managing Director, Derby Clothing Private Limited, the Dean Management, SRM IST, Dr. C. Sundar, Head of the Department, MBA, Dr. R. Arulmoli, colleagues and my dear students. At the foremost, let me thank the Lord Almighty for making this event a possible one. On behalf of the management, faculty, and students of Department of MBA, I must mention our deepest sense of gratitude to the guest speaker of this day, Mr. Vijay Kapoor, for gracing his presence with us this forenoon and reminiscing his splendorous journeys with Derby. And sir, it definitely was an eye-opening session. We are much honored and thank you, sir. I would like to place on record my sincere thanks to our Dean Management, SRM IST, Dr. C. Sundar, and Head of the Department, R. Arulmoli, for conceptualizing this event and having been an ardent support on proceedings of my Entrepreneurial Journey series. Thank you, sirs. Further, I, along with the Department of MBA, wish to register my sincere thanks to the management for all their support in conducting this event. Let me also thank the students of first and second year MBA who had volunteered and been a part of this wonderful event and making it a success. I cannot thank everyone